first visit I was associated with, I didn't go there for that visit, was Mrs. Gandhi's visit to USA in 1982. The first visit where I was physically present in Washington was Rajiv Gandhi's visit in 1985. If you look at all the visits that have happened thereafter, generally speaking, if people said, okay, what were the three big visits in our history? People would have said Narendra Modi's visit in 2014, the Madison Square Garden visit. They would have said the Dr. Manmohan Singh visit, where the nuclear deal would have been done. And probably they would have said Rajiv Gandhi's visit, because he tried really to smoothen out ties with the United States, which had been difficult in the period before. Now, I actually was there in Washington for each of these three visits. So with those three visits as a kind of benchmark, I can tell you for sure this visit was a completely different level. And there are many ways by which I can sort of demonstrate to you that, that it was a different level. Because, say, in diplomacy, one easy yardstick is protocol. This was only the second state visit of an Indian Prime Minister. That the only other state visit which has ever happened before was Dr. Manmohan Singh in 2009. Secondly, this was the only time where a Prime Minister of India has addressed a joint session of the Congress twice. No other Prime Minister of India has ever done this. In fact, there are only 4 other people, 2 of them were Israelis. But other than that, I think only Nelson Mandela and Winston Churchill have addressed the joint session more than once. But it wasn't just this. We were, for example, in Washington for 3 days. On each of these days, the President of the United States was with the Prime Minister in a program. I mean, he was there for a private dinner on the first day in the White House. He was there through the official program, which was the second day. On the third day, he came for what was called a tech roundtable, which was out there. The First Lady, Jill Biden, she too had an event with the Prime Minister. An event on a matter which was very dear to her heart, which was on skills and community colleges. There were 6 cabinet members who attended, Prime Minister's. I mean, even his with a mix of business leaders. You had the Secretary of State and the U.S. Trade Representative out there. So one part of it was, the presence, the attention, the kind of not just the administration. If you look today in a very polarized capital, we were made as welcome by the Republicans as by the Democrats. It was the Republican Speaker of the House who extended the invitation for the joint session of Congress. I mean, obviously with the Democrats also agreeing to it. And one constituency, which has historically been very skeptical about India was business. Because in all these visits I talked to you about, the 2005 visit, the 1980, business has always held back in America where India was concerned. This time, you had from, Tim Cook to Elon Musk to Satya Nadella to Sundar Pichai. I mean, to the Boeing guy, to the GE guy. I mean, you look actually at the levels and seriousness of the business interaction. Not just at the interaction. Look at the outcomes which have come out of it. An agreement on jet engine is something which technology is held perhaps even closer than nuclear technology. It's very, very rare for a country to actually have an understanding to share jet engine technology. Similarly, if you look at the outcomes even on semiconductors, and you all understand today the importance of semiconductors, it is really the key metric on how to compete today. Had a whole series of agreements from Micron to Lam Research, which to apply done deals. These are done deals with funds committed, locations made, ready to go, which you will see coming up in the next few months. If Google can actually say that, okay, we are moving our global fintech center to give. So, if you look at the administration, the Congress, the business, and the diaspora, of course, I don't even have to say, This time, remember, I mean, we've had rallies in the past where we invited people to come. This time, 8,000 people on their own for the White House opening ceremony.